We all have that one friend who always wants to hang out, and you're probably thinking, oh, Rowdy, oh, that's not a bad thing. Yes, it is a bad thing, because it's always that one friend who's a complete loser and an absolute buzzkill to be around. And the problem is, you're not creative, clever, or quick enough to come up with an excuse, so you end up going and you have a trash time with a trash person. Well, suffer no more. Introducing iFlake, the new app that lets you get out of these situations without a shred of guilt. iFlake is an app designed to generate believable and creative excuses to get you out of those plans you always try and avoid making. Just program the person's phone number, email, and social medias into the app, and the app will be automatically notified when that person contacts you, no matter what platform it's from. Using state-of-the-art algorithms, iFlake will determine whether or not you are receiving an invite. Once confirmed, it will automatically reply to said invite with an excuse to keep you on your couch all weekend long. Download iFlake today and never leave the house again.
What's up, everybody? We got something special for you this week.
Trash all that. Rowdy and The Piff.
Nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Developing some type of weather weapon.
Things are gonna be radioactive, and there's gonna be beasts. It's gonna be like Fallout 4.
Just chill out, man. Just chill out. Take some
Xannies and do some lean.
Rowdy and The Piff. None of that means anything to anybody. It's literally mumbo jumbo.
Alright, what the fuck are you even talking about? Why don't you get to the real shit that we really want to know about?
You know, almost like sexual asphyxia, like
Rowdy and The Piff. Yoy! Welcome back to Rowdy and The Piff, episode number 8. My name's the Goose. With me today, as always, is the Piff. Also known as the Goat.
Boo. Hi. Did I spook you?
I'm scared and terrified.
You seem spooked. Do I sound spooky?
Sounds spooky. You know what? We're continuing on with the spooky theme a little bit, I think. Just at least for a little bit, because I've got something I want to talk about. Something that I did, and also something that is just a thing that people do. Yeah? Is that vague enough for you?
Yeah, sounds vague. Sounds vague enough.
So let me tell you a story, okay? There's a place in Texas where I live called Hutto, and in said place there's a bridge, and it's a bridge on a road called Jake's Hill. It's called Jake's Bridge. Now, going back to some time in the past, nobody really knows, it's folklore, but there was a man named Jake. Nobody knows his last name, I guess. But he,
Jake
long
Paul?
story short, yeah, Jake Paul. But long story short, he killed his family and then hung himself off the bridge.
Wow.
So, yeah. But there's also other stories that he killed his parents and put them in a car and pushed them off that same bridge. So there's different stories as to what happened, but all of them involve the bridge, regardless of, what took place. So there's a lot of history behind that bridge, and come to find out, it's actually been the destination for a lot of different paranormal investigators and just people going to do investigations and trying to spook themselves out.
Since when?
I don't know. Why are you asking me these questions about shit I don't know the answer to?
Did he put his parents in the car and push them to the ledge and
all his parents are dead.
All his parents are dead.
Yeah.
And then he hung
basically.
himself. When did this happen?
Yeah.
Do you know?
No, I don't know. And I mean, the thing is nobody really. I don't even think it's known if he really existed. That's why there's lore saying that he killed his wife and kids and killed himself, which means that he would have died in his adult years. And then there's also stories that he killed his parents when he was younger and then died in a fire like a year later in his house. So he died, in some stories he died at a young age, and in some stories he died at an older age. So nobody really knows what's going on, but that's the thing about folklore is, people just say what they will. But,
so you went to the bridge by yourself?
Yeah.
And you got fucking naked?
Yeah. But no, I had a driver, and I was like, I just wanted to check it out. I didn't do anything too crazy. I literally spent like 30 minutes. But so I just got my camera. And first I hit the cemetery on the way to the bridge and just, took some pictures and just to see what's up. Then I hit up the bridge and, took some pictures. The shitty part, though, the problem is I fucked up. I did it all the wrong way. First of all, I went out there at like 10 o'clock, which is dumb. There's still there's claws everywhere. There's goddamn claws everywhere. And I don't know what a claw is.
Well, I don't know what those are.
They're goddamn everywhere. But no, there's still people running around back and forth over the bridge. all night long. So what I really need to do is go back around 3 a.m. You know, that's the time to do anything.
Yeah,
But
3:30.
I also didn't realize that it's one of those things where you can push. I've heard of it before, like on train tracks or something. Like there's like a haunted train track somewhere where you park and put it in neutral and it'll push your car.
Yeah, that's in San Antonio. That's what it was, like a bunch of fucking kids on a bus that I guess got
Right.
killed, and you can push the fucking and you can leave your car on the tracks, and then it'll and you'll see handprints show up and shit, and it'll push it.
And it's crazy that that's also in Texas because it's the same thing on this bridge apparently. Basically, if you put your car in neutral on the bridge and you throw some powder on it or some flour or some shit, that way you can see handprints. It'll push you. So it's like the same thing that happens here. And there's, of course, a lot of eyewitness accounts and stories of people doing it, that it's happened. But you never really know. But that's what I got to do next time. I got to dedicate more time to it. Go out at like 3 a.m. instead, where there's not really going to be anybody driving around. Get some powder. My car is white, so that kind of sucks. But
That's true. Yeah, you got to use the powder to see if the handprints show up.
yeah, I got to use something. But I'm sure if I put the powder on there, even if the car is white, I should be able to see it if I like shine a flashlight on it or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, and it's been proven, quote unquote, proven that the bridge is 100% level. So it shouldn't roll. It shouldn't roll that way.
Shouldn't roll at all. It's been quote unquote proven that if you go to Corpus Christi, burritos will talk to you. You got to check that out too.
Damn, dude. All these places in Texas, man, are fucking lit.
Well, if you go to El Paso, salsa cans will open on their own.
Yeah, true. And if you go to the border, you'll get captured and decapitated, and then you'll be a ghost.
Well, yeah, no, definitely. And if you go to Dallas, you'll get assaulted.
And in Houston as well.
If you go to Houston, well, I'm not gonna. All right, so
That's what I got. That's what I got to do. I gotta go out there and I wanted to keep the spooky theme a little bit going. Just talk about that for a second, but I mean, it was still weird. When you go to a cemetery, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter what happens. You're still at a cemetery. And it's fucking eerie as shit. You're like looking at pictures, dude. The problem. Okay, here's the main problem. First of all, the flash on my camera isn't powerful enough for me to get a good, like, big enough line of sight in the pictures, and also both of the areas I was taking pictures are right next to like the roadway, and there's a lot of cars going by. So there's literally like 7,000 orbs in every single picture, which is just dust particles for all you paranormal fucking nerds out there who's like, oh, I saw an orb. Yeah, it's fucking like dust and shit in the air. So like,
to all you ghost hunters, out there.
Chill on that. Oh, there were 7,000 ghosts in every picture I took. Goo goo goo. No, it's fucking like dust from the road. So yeah, but
yeah, calm down, Bill Murray. Calm down. Yeah, I didn't do anything exciting this week. Not too much. It's 2K season. It's gonna be Call of Duty season, ladies. Oh, what am I supposed to do then? Oh, what do I? I've got a game for you. It's called Where's My
Make
Dinner?
Me a Sandwich.
There's also this other joint that's coming out. It's called Beer Me: The Journey to Drunkenness. And you
Beer
can
Me:
play
The
those
Journey from the
games.
Kitchen to the Goddamn Couch.
Right. So that's what I'm doing, and that's my life. And so my whole entire life is video games, and I never leave.
Hey, are you a baseball fan?
No, baseball is garbage. Okay, yeah, baseball. Okay, so baseball's happening right now. People are talking about it. That's fine. Don't talk to me about it because I
Don't
quit
talk
baseball.
about it at all, actually. It's
I
trash.
quit baseball, dude. I'm done. I retired from it. It broke my heart. The steroids broke my heart back in the 90s when I actually did watch it. Everybody was juiced to the fucking gills, and now I'm done. I'll never watch it again because I feel like everybody's cheating, and I can't take it.
Yeah, maybe. But also, at the same time, I watched a game last night, and literally, you're watching people just stand. 90% of the fucking game, you're watching people just stand, and you're watching a guy who can throw a ball well enough to where literally nobody hits it. There was, no action until literally like the 7th inning, and then it started to pick up a little bit, and, there were some hits going on. They kind of rallied at the end, but it doesn't matter because 7 innings, 8,000 hours later, you're just watching people stand. You're watching them stand and swing a bat at nothing and miss, and it's just it's the same thing over and over, and nothing exciting happens. I don't understand how people can watch it. I don't understand how you can watch that.
Yeah, the game's taken some hits lately, but what's interesting about baseball is that they generate the most. I gotta double check this info because I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but I'm pretty certain that they generate the most revenue from like streaming and the most revenue from their monthly packages or their yearly packages. And I think it's because there's a lot of old people that like baseball and they're retired and they have a lot of money, and then they put a lot of money into the streaming and they follow and they do their fantasy and shit. When you throw money into anything, it makes it interesting. But they do make a lot of fucking money from streaming still. But when you go to in the games, I guess there's people showing up, I guess. But yeah, they've been talking about trying to shorten the game up and to make certain things different so that it's quicker and more exciting. And I don't know what would make it more exciting. What would?
Yeah, I mean that's the question. But I think part of it, like you were saying, is like there's older generations that still watch it, and I think they're part of the reason why it doesn't evolve very quickly, because there's still so many people watching it and so many diehards that just like. They like the culture.
All you want to do is change the game. You're trying to change my game. My generation, we use sticks instead of bats, and then the balls were made out of leather, you twat.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. You like how I always say everything's true that you say?
True.
But,
You're
but
the
no,
goose.
It's true. I'm the goose. But, it's the culture. I mean, there's a huge culture around baseball, and the older generations, they love that shit. They don't want it to change.
What's with the word culture? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it really is just a cult. It has the word cult in it, so that makes a lot of sense. All these old frickin' Nazis and KKK are just fucking watching baseball.
That's Gimbal and Supabunks. Those are two words that you've never heard before in your life.
Yeah, I was about to say, do I need to know? Am I supposed to know what those mean?
Dude, I was just being deadsy about it. Another word.
Oh, man.
You've never heard before.
Is this a thing now? Is this a thing we do?
It's October.
Making up words?
It's Oktoberfest. It's a big month of what's going on with the hashtag? Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop. There's a hashtag that's about. Is it about drinking? Was it like no sober October or stay sober fucking October? What is? Have you heard about that?
I don't know. The only thing that I've heard about for sober October is something that is a bet that fucking Joe Rogan had with a couple of his friends.
Huh. Maybe I saw it from that then. Maybe I saw it from that, but it seems like there's a movement to get everybody to stop drinking during the month of October, which is weird because October is obviously like a huge month for drinking in certain areas of the world, like Germany, and a lot of like communities in the United States who are German. And
and also literally everybody in the U.S. because everyone goes out and gets trashed on Halloween.
Ooh,
so
yeah, Halloween, and everybody dresses like a slut. You dress like
everyone
fucking
dresses
slut.
Like a slut.
Yeah,
not just women. All men.
No,
men
dude,
do it too.
Yeah, the men are totally dressing like sluts.
Sluts, bro.
That's crazy. Whoa, Jinx.
No, but back to the baseball thing. It's trash. But what I was gonna say is where I was watching it last night. The guy was telling me that he's a huge fan of his basketball team. Of course, he's a huge fan of his football team. But like his first passion, the one he's the most passionate about, is baseball. And so, I mean, to me, it blows my mind. It blows my mind because the other two are so much more entertaining. But it goes back to just like, I don't know,
childhood memories.
Yeah, childhood memories.
Playing catch with father.
Playing catch with Dada. Dada, throw me the ball, Dada.
I wonder what the correlation is with. I wonder if he likes Tim Tebow. I bet you he loves Tim Tebow too.
I don't know.
If you love baseball, you probably love Tim Tebow. You probably, yeah. It seems like it's.
Don't you feel like if you really love baseball, you don't love Tim Tebow though, because he just comes in and just thinks he can do whatever the fuck he wants in your sport,
I don't know. I think it's just like that white American dude that's like super religious. It just seems like it correlates with baseball in the culture, but
that is true.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking stupid.
Good old Christian boy or whatever the fuck. Yeah, who knows? I don't know shit about anything.
Maybe I'm just a dumb piece of shit. Maybe I don't know.
I was taking pictures of a bridge at 10:00 p.m. What the fuck do I know about anything? Nothing.
So are there any other scary spots near your house that you can go to if nothing's popping off at Jacob Taylor's bridge or
Well,
John Taylor.
it's just Jacob. No, it's just Jake. Actually, you're fucking me up.
I'm changing
and
it.
no one even knows his last name. but I don't know, man. I was actually finding a lot of stuff because there's a cemetery essentially on either side of the bridge. Like you pass a cemetery, and then literally like a quarter mile later you're at the bridge, and then literally like 300 feet past the bridge is another cemetery. So it's popping off, you know. It's a big area for a bunch of shit, and I don't know. I just feel like this area the bridge is probably the biggest attraction that I've found in the general vicinity. So I'm gonna check it out again. I'm gonna put the fucking powder, the fucking flour on the bumper and the bumper and the bumper, and I'm gonna put it neutral at 3 a.m. and I'm gonna take more pictures and really see what pops off. So I don't know when, but it's gonna happen.
I take the powder and I slap my nuts with it after a shower every night. Do. Ghost. Yeah, ghost. There's a hashtag on Twitter right now. It's called 2-Line Ghost Story. A ghost told me a lie yesterday. I saw right through it. Boo.
Oh.
But yeah, everybody's in a spooky mood. Everybody's in that. I think it's because we did the podcast last week and we told everybody if you're not scared by movies, then you need to go scare yourself by going into places you shouldn't be.
You know, it's because we're influencers. That's what it is. We're influencers. You see all these stupid Vine kids and these little teenagers on fucking YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, we're influencers," but what does that mean? It doesn't mean shit. You're nobody. You just have a cult following of 10-year-olds. You know, we influence the world. We make people change their minds, open their minds, and do different and exciting things. We're influencing everybody out here.
It's true. It's been like that since episode 1. As soon as we did the first episode, I started noticing trends that people were copying off of us, and it's fucking, and it was blatant from the beginning. But YouTube. Something just popped in my head. One of these younger kids was talking about Logan. I think it was like Logan Paul. It has like a movie. It was like a YouTube movie. Have you seen it or heard of it?
No, I stay away from anything that has to do with Logan Paul because he's like the biggest piece of trash that there ever was.
Oh well, the kids love him. So he must be doing something right. I get
that's because kids these days are dumb, dumb as shit.
The only thing I know about it is like, I asked this kid. I said, "Well, what is the deal with Logan Paul? Like, what makes him so popular?" And he just like looked at me and he grabbed like a plate, and then he like looked down at this dinner plate and looked back up at me, and then he said, "Now if I drop the plate, that would be Logan. Like I drop the plate, and that's the kind of stuff Logan Paul does, and he drops plates and stuff." I was just like, "What?" Okay, so that's like, yeah, he does all kinds of cool things where he walks around the house and he drops plates. I said, oh, sounds like a little spoiled little bitch.
He's a fucking douche. He is a bitch. Okay, I know way too much about Logan Paul.
Wow, sounds
Jake Paul. Logan Paul's his brother, and it's sad that I know that. But so Jake Paul, obviously, he was on Vine. He got a huge following, went to YouTube, and now he makes millions of dollars. And he pretty much started the whole like fucking. He's that guy that sent you that video, that shitty ass rap video.
Yeah, no, it ruined it. It ruined me. It ruined me for rap.
Yeah, but so he moved into like this neighborhood, and he was disturbing the neighborhood. The neighborhood was like filled with like dentists and doctors and lawyers, all respectable people just trying to like live life. And he's got this house there, and there's just a bunch of 12-year-old girls like outside of his house screaming and like making like a riot every fucking day. Jesus. He's like setting things on fire and like doing all this dumb shit. And yeah, he's just a trash person. He's one of them. He's the definition of just an entitlement. He's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been getting some buzz. I've been lately. My ears have perked up to the YouTubers and they're making movies though. That's what I said. I was like, I've never heard of this guy, but the kids have heard of him. And then I went and looked on YouTube, and the movie had like decent actors in it. I'm like, wow. Now they're dropping some stacks, and they're getting some movie shit together. So. You know, probably have that to look forward to. A bunch of more trash fucking movies that don't make any sense.
Yeah, and what it is people selling out. People selling out because they know this kid has like a shit ton of followers, and they'll watch and see anything that he's ever done. So if you ever see him at anything, it's because they sold out, and it's terrible, and it's literally ruining culture. It really is. And all these, there's that word again, but all these kids that came from Vine. That, you know, they were fine on Vine. They had funny Vines. They had a bunch of followers, but then they, you know, came to YouTube and thought they had some sort of talent, which they definitely don't have, and they don't even have a personality. and they're just like ruining the culture of anything. They're the ones with he's kind of the one that started all the fucking like dumbass diss tracks. Everyone thinks they can rap on YouTube now, and they have all these diss tracks coming out. Like, somebody will be like, oh man, this guy's trash. I'm like, oh shit, guys, I'm gonna come out with a diss track on this. It's like, you're not a rapper, you're bad. Like, even with a ghostwriter, you don't have flow, you're trash. Like, it pisses me off. It really does.
Yeah, and if they're not exposed to like good music or good rap, then they're just gonna keep doing that, and then they're all gonna approve each other on it, and then they're all gonna boost each other's egos, and it's just gonna continue. It is really crazy to see that. I don't think kids just don't watch TV anymore, like cable television, and it shifted not too long ago to where any kid you talk to that's under the age of like 17, even probably some of the kids that are some of the younger adults. They just, everything's streamed. I'm watching Vines, or I'm watching YouTubes, or most of the time it's just like, well, Vine's not in anymore, you old fuck. So I'm watching Vines on YouTube, and or they're watching gameplay videos, and it's just, yeah, I wonder how much that's affected the cable industry to the point where, and then everything's on Netflix now too. So I don't know how DirecTV makes their fucking money. They're making nothing at all, and it's going to shit, and I can't watch my baseball.
Yeah. No, it is accurate.
Yeah.
But I mean, I appreciate things like Netflix. Those things, they're awesome, and they have real television shows, real movies, and everything, and it's great. But all these trends, that's what everything is. It's a trend, and it's who has the most status on YouTube and all this shit. So these kids are being exposed to literally people that are popular for absolutely no reason, no talent, but they're brainwashed. There's no other explanation. They're brainwashed into thinking that these things are good. These diss tracks they're coming out with, or this content that they're coming out with, these movies that they're in, just because this person has so much clout, they think they associate that with being good.
They're full of juice.
Real talent and real entertainment is falling by the wayside because of bullshit like this.
What is clout? What is clout?
Come on, buddy.
Because I don't. Because I just don't. And also Netflix, dude, gotta check it out.
Yeah, if you guys haven't got on that yet, make sure you check out Netflix.
There's like hundreds of thousands of shows. I've never seen anything like it before. I flipped over from my DirecTV box, and it was wild. It was thousands and thousands of things I'd never seen before, and it was right at your fingertips. Check it out if you haven't already. Clout. I guess that's like another word for the juice, right? Is that what it is? Or is it having money?
Clout is an actual real word, though. Like clout is a real word, that has to do with having like status, and it's been around for a long time, but now they brought it back. It's like an old word, but they brought it back, made it hip and cool, but it means basically the same thing. You got the juice, you got the fucking juice. But dude, can you imagine ordering DVDs off of Netflix?
Wow.
Remember when that was a thing?
That's
dude,
crazy.
I used to do that because they didn't have, obviously they still don't, but they had a lot less options. Like back in the day, Netflix didn't have very many good options of what you could actually live stream. It was all, really old movies, nothing up to date.
Yeah.
And I used to actually order DVDs. They'd send the DVDs out, you send them back. It's fucking nuts, but
it's kind of crazy.
Now
Yeah.
Netflix is everywhere.
I went into, dude, I go into Walmart sometimes, and I don't, or I'll go into like any store sometimes, and I'll see these bins where they're just selling, there's just a fucking bin full of DVDs. And I always see there's always two fucking weird people digging through the bin. And I always look at them when I'm walking by, and I'm like, what kind of life do they live? Literally every time they're digging in a bin, it's like 2 DVDs for $10, and they're terrible movies, but they're fucking digging through it. They're fucking digging through it like there's $100 bill in there somewhere, and they got to find it. And I always look at those people, and I wonder what their life is like. If I ever am digging in a DVD bin at Walmart, take me out of my misery.
True. And guess what? If you're digging through that bin, I guarantee your house is infested with cockroaches, because that's the type of person you are. All right?
Yeah, probably. It's just it's probably usually white trash. It's usually the white trash.
Yeah, but it could. I've seen people there's literally people that go there, and they just I've seen people organize them. They don't work there. They're just organizing them because they don't like how they're just sprawled out in there. They're just literally lining them up in fucking alphabetical order. If you do that with your life, then also you probably have cockroaches
I'm gonna go look.
in your body.
Oh, gross. I'm gonna go look at the shoes, honey. Okay, Mom, I'm gonna organize these, and that's the fucking activities they do, I guess. But it's like they do that with the candy too. I'll walk by like a candy bin one week, and it'll be all over the fucking place. I'll come back a couple days later, or the next week, and it'll be like all stacked and organized and shit. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, dude,
People, when you want to really
that's
get off on organizing, just go to the store and check the bins out.
Yeah, dude, fucking fix those bins. But what else is really popping off,
Dude,
anyways?
The culture.
Oh,
Talking about culture.
culture.
I wanted to drop this real quick because the NBA season started just the other day, and Lavar Ball's all over the fucking place. The dad of Lonzo Ball, and it's
Dude,
is
oh
he
my God.
ruining? Is he ruining the
ruining it.
culture? Or
Dude, that's the thing, man. God damn it. It doesn't matter what the culture is. It doesn't matter. There's football, there's the NBA, fucking MLB, goddamn YouTube, entertainment. There's fuckers out there ruining the culture, and the problem is clout, fam. And the problem is exposure. Exposure and clout. LeVar Ball is the worst. He gets so much exposure, and he's the dumbest human I've ever heard talk on television before.
Yeah, well,
It's
yeah.
insane.
ESPN is sucking him off. They're sucking him dry every single day on the timeline. It's just Lavar Ball, Lavar Ball, Lavar Ball, and it seems like it's making it like some of the shit he says. It's got to be making his life's son like harder. Like it just makes
Yeah,
it harder
his son's
for you.
life. Yeah, his son's life, not his life's son, but yeah.
Yeah. Did I say life's son?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't have any clout. That's why. You know what I mean?
Zero clout, especially after that fucking statement.
I know what you're gonna
Yeah.
fucking say. You don't have any fucking clout. You know, fuck you, you piece of fucking trash. So let me get that.
True. See,
True.
that's true. No, but okay. I saw a tweet today, and so Lonzo Ball, his first game was trash. You know, it was a triple single of trash,
Yeah, no
which isn't
clout.
even a thing.
No clout.
No clout. And then his second game, and almost a triple double.
Yeah.
But, and then this guy tweets in all caps, "Oh my God, the best fucking player of all time. I'm gonna buy every single BBB brand shoe that comes out."
Jesus.
Blah blah. It's like, dude, one game, and it's because of LeVar. That's why. That's why there's people like that. Is because LeVar Ball didn't stay in his lane, and he has to be in Lonzo's lane and talking him up and doing all this shit and putting so much hype around him. So all that had to happen was for him to have one good game, and now everybody is gonna think that he's the best fucking ever.
Yeah.
That's a Skip Bayless type fucking mindset right there.
Well, LeVar Ball is like the he's the unemployed Skip Bayless. Like they don't even hire him, but they would show him every fucking chance they get, but they won't hire him. Just hire him then. They're hiring all
They don't
sorts
even
of
need to hire him.
wackadoos.
They don't
dude.
need to hire him because they're giving him so much exposure. He has his brand, man, and people are gonna buy his shit. People would buy his shit ironically, I bet. Like I'll buy a pair of those shoes just to be like, look how much of a goddamn dumbass I am with these fucking shoes. You know?
look at the cloud I've
Big
got.
baller brand, fucking big baller brand, LeVar Ball. Like, dude, I can just walk around with those shoes, telling women to stay in their lane.
Dude, nice.
That's what he
Because
does.
BBB, dude, yeah, the big baller brand. He's got something going on, and then I'm also interested in the BBB homeschool thing that he's got going on with the other kid, LaMelo, who's like on Twitter correcting people's spelling now. He's like, see, this homeschooling is working out. His dad, LeVar Ball, is homeschooling him instead of sending him to high school because he doesn't agree with the high school basketball coach at all and what he's trying to do. So he's like, I'm going to homeschool my son and teach him basketball myself. But I mean, you got to give it to him. At least he has 3 sons that seem like they're staying out of trouble, and they're really good at ball. So he must be doing something right as a dad. And a lot of people will say, well, a lot of fucking dads just aren't there. You know, he's all up in the business. But just because he's all up in the business doesn't necessarily mean it's still healthy. He's still too involved. Like, calm the fuck down. You're making your kid's career harder. Now every point guard that's gonna play Lonzo is gonna want to fuck you up, or not fuck you up, but fuck him up because they want you to talk about him. So
Yeah. I mean, there's a way to do everything. There's a way to be a great promoter for yourself and for your kids or whatever it is without fucking with the culture, man. That's probably going to be the name of this episode. You're fucking with the culture.
Don't fuck with
Everybody's
the culture.
fucking with the culture. But there's a way to do it. You can promote and not be an idiot. You don't need to be out there because you're making yourself look stupid a lot of the times, and you're making yourself look like an asshole. And guess what? People are gonna take it out on your kid because you're nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna take shit out on you. You're nobody. You're not out in the court. You're not in there. It's your kid.
I just never understood like parents that are just fucking screaming or like during the game yelling at their kid, and this happens every game, yelling at their kid, get there, do this. It's like they're fucking on the court. Let them do their thing. Like you yelling at them doesn't make it any better. And just parents that are too involved like that, it always irritates me because like my kid, he's out there. Like if there's a break or he comes over to me, I like might tell him something, but like I just can't understand these parents that are just yelling at their kids on the court, or when the kid finally comes up to the parent, it's not anything positive. It's like, you need to be doing this. You're not doing this right. It's like, dude, the fuck kid, he's not going to the NBA. He's not going to the fucking NBA. So calm down. Like, why are you living through him like that? Do you have money? Do you have money on this game? Like, what is the deal with that? So yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that. I know the feeling. I mean, I was on the wrestling team in high school, and it's the same shit, man. There was a lot of parents that were really involved, and they were, in a good way. But then you have those parents that are screaming shit. And, like, I remember this one time, I can't remember what was happening. So, if you don't know, in wrestling, if somebody shoots in on you for a takedown, what you do is you essentially, throw your legs back, and it's called a sprawl. There's the most basic terms. It's a sprawl. So, there was a parent, and this kid was going in for a shot. He was, like, holding onto the guy's legs. And his mother was yelling at him to sprawl, which is impossible and makes no sense from if you're the one that's trying to take somebody down. That's just an example of people doing dumb shit and parents that are just out there yelling because guess what? First of all, you can't hear anything. You got the headgear on, and what you need to be hearing is your coach.
Right.
That's important, especially in a sport like that. But the parents are yelling all this shit and they're making themselves look dumb, and they're just it's fucking stupid.
Well, that's another thing. That's another reason. Like if I ever find myself wanting to like scream or yell at something, or like, I might get excited about the game and cheer, but if I ever find myself wanting to like tell a player what to do, then I'm stepping over the coach's boundaries. Like I'm stepping into his territory and I'm disrespecting the coach. So you can't do shit like that. Parents need to fucking chill on it, and moms need to sprawl back in their lane.
Haha, nice. But so wrestling is the only sport that I ever played. I don't know. It's weird to say you played that sport, but I wrestled anyways. And I don't know. So I don't know what it's like to be like on a court with a team and like and what you hear. But from my experience, like I said, you don't really hear anything. It's hard to hear what your coach is saying because there's so much going on. Somebody's in your face. You've got the headgear on. You can't really hear very well. But the one thing you do hear is you hear the people screaming, especially when they're cheering. And that's the stuff that gets you going. It doesn't even matter what they're saying. Like I've had memories of where I've had like close matches, and then I hear, somebody important to me screaming out and in excitement, and like, you can do it, whatever the fuck it is, and you get this burst of energy, and that's what matters. So if you could hear your parents saying all this dumb shit, all it's really going to be is distracting, because you're going to be like, wait, why are they telling me to sprawl? That makes no sense. And then next thing you know, you're on your back. Like, nah, you just need encouragement and people cheering for you, and let your coach do their job, let you do your job. You're out there, and just let it be, let it go.
Just let it go. Some of the best coaches are quiet. They're fucking quiet, and then when it's done, they break it down. And so as a parent, just come at it intelligently. Just come at it from an intelligent, angle. Just be when the game's all over, and this is what I'll do. When the game's all over and you're in the car ride home, don't scream at them. Don't fucking, tell them all the things that they did wrong. Give them the sandwich. Give them something positive. Then give them something they need to work on. Then give them something positive and create that sandwich for the kid. Parenting 101. Yeah. I see it so much, and it just drives me crazy. But, you can approach things from an intelligent angle. And also, if you're not working with your kid, or you don't have them in some their activity that's improving those skills, you can't yell at them. You can't yell at them because their 3-point shot isn't hitting yet. If you're not going to the gym with them and helping them, if you're not fucking, doing those kinds of things. So, I'd love to see some of these parents, at halftime. Here's the halftime show, parents. Go out there and play some fucking 2-on-2. I want to see some of these fucking parents shoot. I want to see them run around and do some shit. That would entertain the fuck out of me.
Yeah, first of all, what the fuck do they know? And then this is what you need to do. You know, if you really want to, you got the positive reinforcement, but if you really want to try and critique your kid, talk to the coach. The coach knows what the kid needs to work on, and then at least get the information. And then whenever, you know, if you guys have time, you know, take the kid out and practice those things in a positive way. But don't, dude, that reminds me of this fucking, I didn't see a video, I just read an article, but this father got banned, and I think his kid too got kicked from the league. It was like a pee-wee fucking football league, and the ref was literally like a 16-year-old kid. And so the kid got kicked from the game, or no, not kicked from the game. He just got benched, which happens in, you know, football. Right. You bench people, you rest people, whatever the fuck the case was, but he got taken out of the game. And the dad, which I can only imagine is probably some like fucking 5'11", 250-pound like fat guy with like those huge like plumber arms. That's just what I picture. But he literally like grabs this 16-year-old kid by the throat and is like choking him out because he benched his kid in the game. A 16-year-old kid.
Jesus.
Don't be like that. No. Don't be that guy. I mean, you should go to jail for that.
Dude, you should definitely go to jail, and you need counseling. There's some really good YouTube videos if you're looking for videos like that. I mean, they're not good, but they're kind of entertaining in a weird way. There's one, it's like a YouTube. It's like a hockey one. You could search it on YouTube. It's a parent. It just type in hockey parent smashes glass during game.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. And then somebody in the background's like, "Great job, Paul," or whatever the fuck.
And he just fucking hey, and he points, and then he punches the glass, and it just fucking smashes.
It looks like he barely touches it though. So that's kind of insane.
All that energy, all that fucking pent up aggression energy, just like he fucking Dragon Ball Z'd it, and it just fucking fell to the floor.
Great going, Paul.
Great job, Paul. And then he just starts like walking away, and then he feels like he overdid it at first, but then he feels like he has to come back. Like he takes a couple steps back, and then he comes back to the situation. What am I talking about? But you know what I mean.
You gotta commit to it.
Yeah, he committed to it.
You don't know what you're going to do. You freak out. You do something stupid. For a second, you regret it. But then you're like, fuck, I already did it.
Yeah.
I got to just go balls deep in this shit.
So he stood there with his, like, finger through the fucking broken glass, like, still trying to yell. Like, he stepped away for a second, like, oh, fuck. And then, then he committed to it. Then he was like, I'm just going to go full asshole. Yeah.
Might as well.
Crazy, dude. Yeah, that's insider shit.
Crazy. It's either destroying the culture. The parents are destroying the culture.
One last thing about culture. This might be going. This is away from. It's not sports. We're gonna jump into the realm of music for a second, because culture was also the album title for the Migos. You know, the Migos. Okay. You know, so the rap group, and I noticed that there's this trend now in rap where
quite
there's at least one song on every album that comes out now that's about water. Like like Aquafina, this other one is like, what is it, Pedic water or Pedac water, and fucking like Dasani. Like, what is the deal with water? I swear to God, I fucking swear to God.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And so, and then people are on Twitter. They're like, these tracks are fire. These tracks are fire. They're about fucking water. Like the one song is literally okay. So this album dropped yesterday, and it had the Migos on it, and it's called Petak Water, Patek. So I don't have any clout, and I don't know what's going on. So somebody needs to send me a message or tweet me and be like, "Yo, this is the deal with all the rap about water," because I don't get it. Are you talking about juice? Like, usually when you're talking about something's wet, you're talking about some juices, you know?
Dude, you know it's probably some Illuminati shit, man. It's some secret fucking hidden hand. Goddamn fucking bullshit that they're all communicating. It's a message. They're probably communicating to each other with some fucking weird shit. And we're all just like, oh, water. Whoa, clout, water. And they're just like, we're going to kill the world and then we'll take over with robots. You know, that type of shit.
It's fucking weird, dude. It's just like when I'm listening to a rap song and it's just like Aquafina. Oh, it's Aquafina. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look down my library list and I'm just like looking down it now because I just like I download the top trap hits of the week. I got that free that free shit every month, or it's like you pay $9 and you get any song you want. And like I'm looking down my list, and literally the songs are Juice, Super Slimy, the album, and then fucking Pedic Water. It's like I don't understand. Last Call, and I imagine that the album's called Last Call, but I imagine there's a song on there about fucking Here's Some Water. Like I don't know.
Here's some water.
No limit to water. Fucking everybody's mad because I got all the water. Like, yeah.
So speaking of culture, music, and sports, to tie them all together, there's this one tweet that I've seen. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I don't know if you're a fan of Drake. Drake is okay. You know, he's fucking popular as shit. He's got a decent flow. He sounds fine. I'm not a huge fan. But when people tweet things like Drake is the LeBron James of rap, he's the best rapper of all time, it makes me blood red mad.
Blood red.
Because I don't agree. I don't agree. Like LeBron James is the goose, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to agree, but Lonzo Ball looks like a mixture of Luke Walton and Drake. Look it up.
He does.
He looks like a deformed Drake.
He does look like a deformed Drake.
But anyways, go back to what you were saying. You were saying something, and I just I had to jump in there.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you may agree with that tweet. I don't know, but me, I don't. I don't think that. I mean, because if you're talking about like LeBron James, and Michael Jordan, Kobe, whatever the fuck, you're talking about like the greatest of all time, of all time. But then you're saying that Drake is that of rap, and I can't. No, I can't.
Well,
I can't imagine that.
As you know, I'm a foremost expert on the, on the culture of rap.
On the culture.
And I will tell you this: this generation doesn't respect their elders. And I'll bring Lonzo Ball into it again because it wasn't but a couple weeks ago that he got on Twitter saying Nas is trash. Basically, Nas is fucking old and he's ancient and nobody listens to him. And Drake's not on Mount Rushmore of rap, kids. He's just not. You got to go back. You guys, like, how can you forget? How can you slander, rappers like Tupac, rappers like, The Notorious, rappers like Eminem, Jay-Z, Rakim, some of the guys that built the game. Though you never disrespect them. And to say that Drake is the LeBron James, I mean, I guess you're saying then that like Tupac is Michael Jordan, or and then the LeBron James is the guy who's doing it now. I guess. In a way that can make some sense, but I don't think Drake's the best rapper now, and he can't ever be the best rapper ever because he doesn't write his own shit.
Right. And I mean, I guess if you're using that comparison that he's what's hot right now, then you don't understand what LeBron actually is as a whole. Because
he's shooting over fucking Jordan. As far as like in conversations, a lot of people will say, no, LeBron's better than Jordan. And you would never fucking say Drake is better than Nas. You just wouldn't. But if you don't write your own fucking shit, you can't ever be in the discussion. Sorry, case closed. You don't write your own shit. Dead. You can dance around all you want. You can have all the clout. You can fucking have every piece of clout that you need to put together you just know you're never going to. You didn't write anything. You didn't write anything. You didn't write anything. It's not written by you.
Right? Yeah.
So exactly. I don't like that.
So once again, the culture's dead because this person who tweeted this has a pretty big following, and you go through the feed and everyone's just like fact, and they're fucking from the ages of 12 to 14. So really, they don't know shit. They probably had now that's what I call music CDs up until like a year and a half ago. So they don't even know what the fuck music is. But they think they know about basketball, which I don't claim to know shit about basketball, but they just don't know shit about anything. But they think they do. They're exposed to one thing and they see that it's great, but they completely disregard anything else that's ever happened. And that's how culture ends. That's the end.
Yeah. The new culture forms and it's slimy.
It's trash.
And it's
fucking Jake Paul. It's Lavar Ball. It's fucking Skip Bayless.
But I mean, it's not going to be but a couple weeks from now. In the next couple podcasts, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to have to roll with it. Because if you don't adapt, you just die. I'm not dying. I won't. I'll continue to strive to help this generation in understanding what's correct and what's not. But Yeah, I gotta catch these weight. I gotta get with it. You know, I gotta understand why all my friends are dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta push everything to the edge.
You know.
I've gotta fucking do that stuff.
So I think to be honest, in summary, kids, let me tell you this: clout is trash. Culture is important, and you're ruining culture because of clout. So go fuck yourselves, deactivate your Twitter accounts, go outside and ride bikes, and jump on the trampoline. Don't be a fucking retard.
Whoa.
Bye.
Doug Goose.
Doug, I'm Doug Goose.
Well, you said it, and I don't think I could say it any better. I didn't really know what clout was until today. Thank you for learning me on that. And yeah, there's a lot of issues with cultures across the board. Cultures in the baseball culture seems weird and old. And when I watch baseball, I can almost smell the fucking the diapers. What?
True. That's true.
And then also we talked about basketball and the culture with basketball and how overbearing dads are in everybody's lane. And then we talked about rap water and
Water, yeah.
and Drake. So culture.
You want to know the crazy thing is everything we talked about today and in previous episodes too, especially sports related and entertainment related, it all really boils down to culture and how these things are, you know, how they're perceived from the outside and why they fail and why they don't. But the one thing that we've talked about that the culture isn't ruined is goddamn fucking ghosts and shit. You know, we talked about that in the beginning, and there was no clout involved. There was no fucking no dying culture involved. So guess what? Like I said, deactivate your Twitters, turn off the TVs, unfollow Skip Bayless, unfollow Lavar Ball, go outside, go to a cemetery, walk around at 3 a.m., take pictures, and have some real-life experiences, all right? Find out who you really are. And then once you do that, maybe you can really appreciate culture, you bitch.
Scare the clout right out of you.
Scare the clout right out of you. But, man, we fucking kind of went full circle, and we really tied everything together today. I think we did a great job, you know, not to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back, but we did a pretty good job on that.
I have huge hands.
But
huge hands.
yeah, huge. Give ourselves a hand.
I can give
guys.
both of us a slap on the back at the same time.
True. That's true. Yep, everything's true to me. Doesn't matter what you say, everything's true to me. Wow. But yeah, I think we're pulling up on the end here, so it's time to rizap this up. I think we kind of summarized it all together. Fuck clout, respect culture, don't be stupid. Do some research on things, and don't just say dumb shit because you think you're going to get a response, because you will, and that's why culture's dead. Alrighty, well, thanks everybody for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at Rowdy Piff Pod. You can email us in if you have any questions or topics or any concerns. And our email is, what is our email? rowdypiffpod@gmail.com. Yes, that's correct. And you can check us out on our website, rowdyandthepiff.com. Of course, stay tuned. Probably dropping on Thursday before the Thursday games. We'll have, or the Piff will have, Piff on the Blitz, where he breaks down everything you need to know about the previous week in the NFL and the upcoming week in the NFL. You know, listen to that shit, get some good information.
We're talking about eating ass this week.
Oh, damn.
Why is everyone doing it, and are people really doing it?
Nice.
So
that's true.
It's
That's
related.
another thing. God damn it, dude, that's another thing too. That is another thing. Everyone says they eat ass, but who really eats ass, man?
That's all I want to know.
Nobody does.
Who
They're
really
ruining
does it?
the ass-eating culture.
Who's walking around with that shit breath?
Everyone wants the ass-eating clout, but they don't actually eat ass.
They don't wanna
so
eat
they're
the ass.
ruining the culture. You know.
They don't want to
Alright.
eat the ass.
Definitely wrapping up, and you're definitely keeping that part in. All right, so we're
Yeah, no,
definitely
it's
wrapping this up.
staying.
All right. Thanks again for listening. Rate, review on iTunes. We really appreciate that. If you are going to watch it on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment, like, and all of that good stuff. So we will catch you on the flippity goose.
Aquafina, Dasani,
Peace.
peace.
What's up, everybody? We got something special for you this week.
Trash all that. Rowdy and the Piff.
Nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Developing some type of
weather weapon.
Almost like sexual asphyxia, like
Rowdy and the Piff.